All right. So we have a pretty big class today.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Nikolai? Long time no see.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. And
Uh,
you?
I'm pretty good. I notice you're now in a B1 class. The A1, A2 classes were very easy, right?
Easy enough, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, excellent. Well, good to see you again after a very long time. If I'm not mistaken, it is currently uh 7 a.m.
um, no.
What time is it there?
11 a.m.
11. Okay. That's right, because you're closer to Siberia, right?
Uh, I actually in Siberia.
All right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I always confuse Moscow and Siberia have a 4 hour difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So excellent. All right. Well, good to see you again. Hello, everyone. Hi. So, so I think some names I don't recognize. For example, I think Victoria. Victoria, we never met.
We met
Oh, we
once.
have once. Could you remind me where you from?
I'm from Tomsk, from Siberia too.
Okay. And what was the class that we had? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. It was maybe months or months and a half ago.
Oh, okay. That's why it's a very long time
One
ago.
one of my first classes in Lingoda.
Oh, okay. So it's quite a while ago. All right.
Yes.
Well, good to see you again. Yeah. Uh, it takes me like a couple of encounters, like two or three times to remember people because there's a lot of people with Lingoda.
Of course. Sure.
So excellent. And we have Joss. I'm pretty sure Joss we've had class before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. And remind me very quickly, where are you from again?
from Taiwan.
Taiwan. What class was it that we had? Do you remember?
Uh, I I don't remember.
Hmm. I think it was, we've only had like one or two classes though, not too many.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, good to see you again. And we have Maria. Hi, Maria.
Hello,
Hi,
I
Maria.
also have been on your lesson.
I'm sorry?
I I also have been on your lesson.
Right. Could you remind me? Do you remember the lesson?
No, sorry.
Okay. That's okay. But all right. So remind me very quickly, Maria, where are you from again?
I'm from Ufa in Russia.
Ufa in Russia. Okay. So I'm trying to remember. Maria
You
from Ufa. Yeah. It's pretty difficult, but all right, that's okay. So let's say Maria from Ufa, Josh from Taiwan. All right, guys. Well, everyone we've met, so there's no need to do a big introduction. I think we'll get straight into today's class, and today we'll talk about rural flight. Now, this word's a little weird to pronounce. Rural. It's kind of like if you practice with W, like wooble, and then you just
Rural.
turn rural. There you go.
Rural.
Yeah. Be careful though. Be careful because it's not just like rural, right? Right? Because that would just be this word, rural. It's not like rural. Rural,
Rural.
rural flight. So, all right. So that's what we're going to talk about. Moving from a rural area to the city. Talk about rural flight and its consequences. So let's take a look here. And Nikolai, could you read the brief introduction here to the lesson topic?
People are moving away from rural areas and into the city. Why are they doing this? Uh, there would there would you choose a settle down to settle down?
Or do you, to settle down? So move away and to settle down. Let's talk about first foremost these phrasal verbs to move away. Now, to
Mhm.
move away naturally, it means to move away from one place. So for example, I want to move away from California.
Uh-huh.
That means I want to, it's kind of like saying I want to leave, get away from.
Mm-hmm.
And then settle down has two meanings. You can settle down like in your location, or you can settle down like in a relationship. Which means you don't, when you settle down in a relationship, it's synonymous with it's the big M word. The big M word. What's the M word? Marriage. Right? To get married, to settle down, or to be in a serious relationship. Let's move this over here a little bit. But to settle down in a location means like, you know, maybe buy a house, do not plan to leave. So when people ask you, hey, do you plan to settle down? It can mean either or. Maybe get married or buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as perhaps Nikolai, do you plan to settle down where you live?
No, I will move away soon.
Okay.
I want to move out. I want to move away from Siberia to St. Petersburg, and I already bought tickets.
Oh, nice, nice. Excellent. How about you, Victoria? Do you plan to settle down where you live?
Yes, I like my city, and I think that I have already settled down here.
Oh, okay. So you have already settled down. Excellent, excellent. How about you, Joss? Do you plan to settle down in your city in Taiwan?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, great answer. You're not sure. You're not sure. How about for you, Maria? Do you plan to settle down where you live?
No, I also want to move away
Mm.
from my city, but maybe I will move away not for always, and then we'll return to my city, hometown.
Oh, okay. So you move away for a little while, then come back.
Yes.
Excellent. So me, I plan to move away from California. I was not joking when I said this. I want to move away from California.
You don't like California?
No, not anymore. So I plan to move away either in December or January. I will.
I think that no, I thought that California is the best state of USA and not.
It depends. It depends. How much money do you want to pay? Houses are very expensive in California. It's like
Cost
it's
of
like
cost of life is too high.
it's very high, incredibly high. It's like living in Moscow, St. Petersburg, or like Taiwan in the city, not the county.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. It's very, very expensive. So I want to move away.
What place?
And probably into the middle of America, like the states like Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
I can show you guys really quickly. So let's go to Google Maps. So for example, here, Oklahoma, a very small state. The population is very low. It's only like 2 million people. So like if you consider like something like Siberia, moving maybe from like, you know, Novosibirsk or something like that, it uh it's like if you move from, let's do there we go, Novosibirsk all the way to like Moscow or something like that. That's like moving from Oklahoma to Moscow or from Oklahoma to California. I want to do the opposite. I want to go from Moscow to to Novosibirsk. Well, Novosibirsk is a very big city, but you get the idea.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to do the opposite because California is very, very expensive. All right. So let's go back here. So we have move away, settle down, and settle in. So settle in means to become comfortable in. Not in. So for example, here I have my chair. It's very difficult to settle in my chair. Because if you guys can see, let me see if you guys can see. My chair, it's not very comfortable. It's very difficult to settle into. How about your chair, Nikolai? Is it difficult to settle into?
I think so.
Is it a wooden chair?
Yeah, it's a simple wooden.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about your chair, Victoria? Your chair looks comfortable.
Yes, it's a big armchair, and I did I did something to settle in. For example, I have that pillow,
Oh, okay.
so it's pretty comfortable.
Okay. So yeah, I used to put a pillow, but the pillow would get like it would just be all over the place because my chair's not very big. So how about you, Maria? Is your chair very comfortable? Is it easy to settle in?
I'm not in the chair now. I
Oh,
sit in my bed or sofa.
Okay. So you're in like a bed or sofa. That's very easy to relax. And how about you, Joss? Are you like in a chair? Is your chair easy to settle in?
No.
Mm. What kind of chair? Do you have a wooden chair?
It's iron chair.
Oh, okay. So is it kind of like my chair, like a regular office chair?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're pretty. It's not too bad, but like some you guys will see. I always do this. Because sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable. All right, so to settle in, it means like to become comfortable in. You can settle in your chair, settle in your house, settle in your city, settle in your state, your province. So you can settle into many things. All right, but settle in. Any other countries of any other countries? Any other questions of anything else here? Move out, grow up.
No.
Move. What is the difference between move away and move out?
Excellent. So to move out, move away means to leave a place.
Mm-hmm.
To move out means like specifically for for a house, apartment,
Mm-hmm.
any closed space.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So typically you use move out of my house, or
Mm-hmm.
sorry, move out my house, my apartment. Typically those two things. My flat. It's something like that. It refers to like a closed living space.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so for example, you would say, I am going to move away from Sacramento. And you can say, I'm going to move out of my mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. So Sacramento is a place I'm leaving. Whereas my mother's house, I'm leaving the house. All right, guys. Any other questions? Move out, move away?
No?
All right, so let's practice. So now what we have to do is select the correct vocabulary here. So let's try number 1 with Nikolai.
How long did it take you to settle into the place you're living now?
All right. So Nikolai, how long did it take for you to settle in into the place you're living now?
I think not very long. Maybe 1 month.
A month? Naturally. All right, excellent. So to settle into your place, we'll say number 2 with Maria.
When did you move out of your family home?
All right. So Maria, did you move out of your family home?
No, I live in family home with my parents.
Okay, excellent. All right, so to move out. All right, let's try number 3 with Victoria.
Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
Yeah, so Victoria, where did you grow up?
I grew up in the village close the Tomsk.
Okay, close to Tomsk. So just to take a look really quickly. Oh, we'll see afterwards. Yeah, because Tomsk has a big, it has a big river.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and it's not too far from Novosibirsk.
Yes, it's pretty close to Novosibirsk, yes.
All right. So where did you grow up? Me, I grew up in Sacramento. So the city I'm in, I grew up here. All right, so to grow up, we'll say number 4 with Joss.
Okay. Why do you think some people move away from their own countries?
What do you think, Joss? Why do you think some people move away from their own countries?
Maybe they want to study abroad.
Study abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Any other reasons, guys? What do you guys think? Everyone can answer. Why do you guys think some people move away from their own countries?
For migration.
No? Migration. Study abroad, jobs, family, sometimes.
Climate.
Oh yeah, climate. Yeah, so a lot of people come to California for the climate.
Government.
Government, yeah, government's one for sure. That's a big one for sure.
Very big taxes. like Gerard Depardieu.
It's so very high taxes for sure. All right, guys.
From France to Russia. Do you know?
No.
No?
What do you mean from France to Russia?
In France, there are too high taxes,
Uh-huh.
about 75%,
Really?
very high.
So
For it's very high taxes for people who has too much money, for very rich people, for very famous people.
mm,
So
and
actor Gerard Depardieu, do you know?
uh-huh.
Uh,
No.
Steven Seagal, he's no, only Gerard Depardieu. He uh, he made request for Russian passport
Yeah,
to pay taxes.
yeah, he's a Russian citizen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. So, oh my God. What movies was this guy in?
Asterisk, obelisk.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Yeah, so a French guy moved to Russia
Yeah.
because of the taxes in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, it that typically happens as well, right? That's the one reason why people move away. It's one reason why I'm moving away from California. The taxes are really high here. So, all right, let's go back here. And I think, so I'll do the last one. I'll try it out. So why do you think some people settle in other countries and start a family there?
Mm.
Is it correct?
Settle down.
Settle down.
Ah,
Settle down.
Settle down.
Excellent. All right. Why do you think some people... So we already talked about this, right? Same reasons. Family,
Mm.
maybe...
Maybe he met some girl in the social network and from other country.
online dating, social media, all that stuff. So it tends to be a little bit more common nowadays, for sure. So, all right, let's continue, guys. Any questions here?
No?
no.
All right, so you've already answered the questions. So we're gonna practice a little bit of reading now. Let's say
Rural.
rural.
Rural. Rural.
This is very hard for me to say. Rural. Rural. All right, so
Rural.
I'll go ahead and read the first example. We live in a rural area. Does anyone here live in a rural area?
I lived.
Oh, you lived in a rural area?
I was born in a rural area.
I was born too, and right now I am in a rural area. Visit.
Okay. And so, Victoria, did you like living in a rural area?
Not very much because a rural area usually doesn't have some
Advantages.
some advantages, jobs, interesting job, or I can't study at the university in the rural area. Yes, so that's why I moved away from rural area to Tomsk to go at the university.
Okay. But Tomsk isn't a very big city.
Not very, but maybe it's I think it's smaller than Novosibirsk, maybe
Mhm.
as half of Novosibirsk. Not very big city.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, for example, my city, Sacramento, is not a very big city like Los Angeles, for example. Los Angeles is huge. It has like 4 million people. So Sacramento is a kind of a small city. It's not a very big city. How about you, Nikolai? Do you prefer to live in the rural area or the city?
Um, I prefer to live in the city.
Hmm.
Or every time when I came back to a rural area for a visit,
Mhm.
um, it's first 10 minutes is a relaxing. Wow, silent silence. But after my eyes begin to run from one side to other side,
Mm.
what to do, too boring. I
uh,
want to some action, but nothing happened.
mhm.
Too silent. Too it's stressful enough.
So it gets a little boring.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah, yeah. But that's why I think some people like for me, I don't like the city. Uh, the rural area is okay, but I prefer something like in between. So not the city, but not the rural area. Something a little bit like a small town or a small city. I prefer something like that. All right. So we talked about rural area. Let's take a look at rural flight. Josh, could you read rural flight for us?
Okay. Village, villages often lose a lot of young people because of rural life.
Rural flight. What is rural flight? Like this?
No.
No. So rural flight, the phenomena of people leaving the rural area.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw, for example, Victoria. Victoria left the rural area to study. What are some other reasons for rural flight?
Mm, to work,
Work. Work is a big one. So jobs.
jobs.
Bad conditions in rural area. Um,
Bad conditions.
I mean, medical help and something like that.
Oh, okay. So we have a word for that. It's typically called amenities. This is like
Amenities.
it's like public services basically.
Yes, yes.
Hospitals, parks, fire stations, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So cities tend to have a lot more amenities where if you live, if your house begins to burn in the rural area, there's no firefighters. You have to put it out. You have to, right? So in a rural area, you're a lot more self-reliant, you're a lot more independent. But yeah, typically it tends to be jobs. I think jobs, number one reason for rural flight. All right. Let's talk about, so we talked about rural flight. Let's say Hamlet. Hamlet. Could you read this for us, Maria? Hamlet.
No, I don't know this word.
Uh-huh. So could you read, whoa. Could you read the example for us?
A hamlet is a small village.
All right. Have you ever been to a hamlet before, Maria?
Um, I don't know what is Hamlet.
It's a really, really small village. So like think of a village. It could be like a village of
Okay.
like
Yes, I was a Hamlet village, but its village doesn't look like this. But
uh,
in this village also were about 6 houses only.
oh,
It,
okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very, very small village or very small hamlet. Uh,
yes.
typically though, in America, we just say village. But there's sort of like a spectrum, right? So you can have like kind of like a farm. You're gonna have, which is just like one house with a lot of space. Then you may have like a village, and you may have like a town, and then you may have like a small city, and you have like a city. We'll say this is from small to big.
And hamlet is before farm
Hamlet is
or
left outside the screen.
uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So a hamlet is just another word for village.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, here in the States, we just say village.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say hamlet. I think hamlet is from like British English.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to say village. So for example, like Sacramento. Sacramento is a combination of like a town and a small city.
Oh.
It's probably similar to like Tomsk, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not really a city like New York City or Taipei. Taipei is a huge city. But like Sacramento is not really a big city. It's like a town in a small city. Because you drive for like 15 minutes and you could see farms. So, all right, guys, let's continue.
You know what? The Sacramento and Tomsk has
same
very
population.
not population, but I mean uh, measure. I don't know.
Same size?
Yes,
Square.
yes, same size. Not the same, but very
Area.
similar. Yes.
Area size.
Yeah.
Actually,
Same area.
I thought the Sacramento bigger than Tomsk, but no.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's take a look. Actually, I'm curious. So it says Tomsk is 294 kilometers square. We take a look at Sacramento.
Yes.
It-
But population in Sacramento is bigger than in Tomsk.
People concentration is higher.
Yes. Concentration is
oh, the density right here. There's so in Tomsk there's 1,800 people per kilometer square, whereas in Sacramento 1,900 people per kilometer square. Oh yeah, look at that. So yeah, Sacramento and Tomsk are very similar.
yes.
So yeah, that's what I mean by Sacramento is like is a city, but not a big city, not like like Moscow, St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, Taipei. Those are very big cities, but Sacramento is not a big city. When you look at a city like Los Angeles, if we take a look at Los Angeles in the Wikipedia, it's about 1,200 kilometers square compared to Tomsk, which is only 294 kilometers square. And then the population is close to 4 million just in the city. So Los Angeles is like a huge city. It's more similar to like, it's nothing close to like Shanghai or Beijing, but it's a pretty big city. All right, so we have a hamlet or village.
Okay.
And let's talk about, we'll have Nikolai, could you read this for us? Picturesque.
Places in the countryside are often picturesque.
All right. So picturesque means
It's beautiful.
to be favorable for photos.
Picturesque.
Now, we say picturesque for like land things, but for humans we say photogenic.
Hmm.
So for you to say, I am not very photogenic.
In Russian, photogenic is photogenichny.
Does it mean the same thing to like to be good for photos?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes.
Ah, okay. Nice, nice.
It's if you look close, photogenic, photogeny. It's the same, but in
Right.
Russian, chny it will end.
Mm. Excellent. So yeah, so photogenic's mainly only for people, whereas picturesque is for like mountains, things. All right. So let's say picturesque and photogenic, and we have peaceful. Victoria, could you read peaceful for us?
Living in the countryside is peaceful.
Is living in the city peaceful as well?
In small city, maybe in town, it can be peaceful to live in town, I think,
Mm.
but not in a big city.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends. It depends, but definitely in a town for sure. Small cities, kind of depends.
Yes.
Big city, forget about it. And then we have stunning. We'll have Josh. Could you read stunning for us?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. The view of the countryside was stunning.
So to be stunning means like to be very beautiful and shocking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like beautiful and shocking. What are some stunning places in Taiwan, Josh? Some stunning like areas in Taiwan.
I think it's Salmon Lake.
Oh, how do you spell it? Let's see.
S-U-N. Sun. Moon. M-O-O-N.
Okay, Sun Moon Lake.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, look at this. That looks like a picture. That looks like a painting, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Here we have some structures as well. Have you? How many times have you been to Sun Moon Lake, Joss?
Just one.
Mm. So let's take a look here. Whoop. There we go. So, for example, in California, one of the stunning things is what we call Yosemite National Park. It's this area that has like huge mountains.
Hmm.
So it's one of the more stunning areas. So what about, so Nikolai, I think you're in Novosibirsk, right?
I
Yeah.
no, I live in Barnaul
Okay.
for yet.
So what are some the more stunning, what's a stunning area you could
Hmm.
think of? Something that's stunning.
In Barnaul, stunning place.
Hmm.
I think uh, it's park, um, mountain park.
Mountain Park, is it this one?
No, 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 no,
Barnuul?
no. It's a 322.
A322 right here.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
uh, yeah, yeah. Green area, green area.
Okay. Oh, look at this. It's like a big hill.
But right now it looks like it's an old photo. Right now it looks like something different.
Oh, it looks a lot different now.
It's
Whoa.
it's old.
What is it?
Uh,
It's a historical building for silver crafting. It's a factory silver crafting.
hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, if you could find some pictures, you could share it in the chat. That'd be cool. If not, it's okay. But how about in Tomsk, Victoria? What are some stunning things in Tomsk?
In Tomsk, I think we have many stunning things near the Tomsk. I mean, not very close, but near the Tomsk, like taiga. I mean, forest. No, 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 no.
Ah,
It's a settle. It's a village, like village taiga. I mean taiga as forest.
ah,
You don't find it in a map. You can Google it. Just Google. Um,
let's see.
yes,
I know.
it's
Oh,
not
this.
very close to Tomsk, but yes, it's beautiful. Uh, and in Tomsk, I think the most beautiful, stunning place. It's um, how it called. Uh, 1 second. Как называется
Mhm.
место, где у нас, короче, куда ты сейчас сегодня поедешь? Откуда у нас полки уходили? Называется... А? Да. Лагерный сад. I can...
как еще раз?
Yeah.
Лагерный
Okay.
сад.
В смысле
Okay.
лагеря?
Yes,
Я
it's...
русский. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's check this out.
I can...
Okay. So I'll search for it here. So look at this though. This looks crazy. Let's
I
go back over.
wrote it down in chat. Лагерный сад. Yes. 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 And I mean view from a view on a river
Mhm.
from this лагерный сад. And there is no that good
Oh, okay.
photos. Yes.
Oh, this thing is huge. Here we go. I think we found it. Hey, there's people playing volleyball too.
I prefer beach volleyball. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Leave it.
That's right. Yeah, because I remember you're pretty tall, Nikolai. You
Yeah.
play volleyball.
Yeah.
I remember that. All right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. How about for you, Maria? Is there anything stunning nearby where you live?
Um, yes, in place, it's near the, it's not near the city, it's about 3 hours by car. The place is the mountain river named Inzer,
In
INZEL.
E-N, like this?
Yes, no.
Uh,
I don't know how to spell it in English. Maybe
uh-huh.
I also write it in
Yeah, yeah.
Russian.
Yeah, if you could write it in Russian, I could find it. It's pretty easy. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look.
It's the mountain river, so it's very beautiful place. It's
Oh.
in the forest. It goes also through the mountain, Urals
Mm-hmm.
mountain.
Okay, I see now. So it's not too far from Ufa either. And then, oh yeah, look at that. Hey, we can look at the map here. It's all just
Very,
green
very
land.
beautiful. Very, very Russian view. I mean,
Yes.
there are many that places in Russia like this. Very, very beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah, this definitely looks very beautiful here. This is a nice picture.
Yes, yes,
And here,
and this too.
this as well. All right, so some stunning areas we were looking at. All right, let's go back. Let's go here. So stunning, we talked about stunning. And we're not going to do this. We're going to skip it.
Okay.
We're going to skip it. But let's talk about, so Russia, for example, right? I think most people, Russia has, it's not a very big population. I think, what does Russia have, like 130 million people?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
137 and something.
Yeah, let's see.
Something like that.
I was surprised because I looked at the population of Russia. I was like, wow, Russia for the biggest country in the world, it doesn't have that many people.
Yes,
But
sometimes it can be a problem because it's very hard to provide, for example, medical help in every town, every village in Russia, because Russia is very big, but the population is not big, so it's very hard to provide amenities.
amenities.
Amenities, yes, in each small village, small town, yes.
Right. Yeah, because you have basically like from Moscow to Vladivostok, it's a lot of distance. I think it's like someone told me if you fly from Moscow to Vladivostok, it's like 8 or 9 hours in plane.
Yeah.
Yes, I think maybe 8 hours, yes.
Mm.
You know, once I went from Tomsk to Vladivostok by train.
Oh.
It was awful. It gets
It takes
5 days in train.
Five
Yes,
days. Oh my
yes.
goodness. Yeah, so Russia's really big, which then when you think about it, where do most of the people in Russia live? Do they live in the city? Like I think it has to be most of the countryside, or at least like a lot of the smaller towns, right? Like Tomsk, Ufa. Because Moscow has like 14 million people. I think St. Petersburg, I don't know how much St. Petersburg has.
I don't know too.
Yeah, where do most people live in Russia? Where's the majority, you would say?
Uh, um, according to statistic, most of Russian people live in cities or towns, not in villages. And actually, it was surprise for me because I thought that we have so many villages, and it means that the most of Russian people live in villages. But no, most of Russian people lives in cities according to statistic.
Mm.
Like very urbanized, Russia, it's a very urbanized country. I mean, uh, um, many urban population we have.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, that most people live in like the towns or the cities, not really the villages, for sure. And then we have Taiwan. So Taiwan has a huge population. Well, not too big, but where do most people live in Taiwan, Joss? Because you have Kaohsiung at the bottom. Where do most people live?
I think it's Taipei.
Taipei.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at take a look at Taiwan. Because Taiwan's an interesting country. I learned the other day that this was the original flag for China. I learned that as well. So Taiwan, let's take a look at the population. So 23 million, it's not that many.
Yeah.
And if we look at Taipei, because Taipei has the city and then the county, right?
Yeah.
So let's see where the population is in Taipei. So the special municipality, I think that's probably just the city. That's only 2 million.
Yeah.
Let's say Taipei County. Our New Taipei City, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So the New Taipei City has around 4 million. So if we go to Taiwan. So you figure there's 23 million people, and
Yeah.
Taipei with New Taipei City has about 2.6, we'll say 4 million. So
Yeah.
that's like 6 million. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of people in Taipei, which is the city, and then New Taipei City as well.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's like a lot of people live here. But I don't know how Tainan, Kaohsiung, I don't know how those cities are.
I think Kaohsiung is one of the is I don't know how to say it.
Maybe one of the bigger cities in the south.
Yeah.
And then you have like Pingtung County, but yeah, Taipei is a very interesting country. All right, so, and then I'll go ahead and explain the United States. So where do most people live in the United States? Well, I can't speak for the United States, but California is definitely the big cities. California has a population of approximately 40 million people.
No,
So it's a lot of people. And most of the population tends to be in the bigger cities. So San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, San Diego. If you add up those populations, they tend to get to like around like 15, 20 million. But there's also a lot of people who live, because remember, California is not just the beach. California is also all this up here, all these mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of big rural area right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the mountains up north and to the east, and then you have the big rural area in the middle. And there's a lot of people that live here, but they're not cities. They're more like small towns, you know, a little bit more countryside, some villages, but mostly towns. So I think for the most part, most people live in the big cities in California. But I would say probably like 1/3 of the population of California is not 1/3, probably like 1/4 is all around here, these areas. That's right. Sacramento, my city, is very interesting because we're the biggest town, we're the biggest city next to a bunch of other smaller towns and smaller cities. Outside of that, there's nothing else. If you keep going north, it's all just countryside. Countryside and a couple of small cities. But, all right, guys. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and stop here for today, guys. So, any questions for today's lesson?
No.
No.
No?
No. No.
All right. Well, I think if there's no questions, we'll go ahead and finish a little early. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, everyone, good to see you again. I think for everyone, enjoy the rest of your... No, okay, so if you're near Siberia, enjoy the rest of your
Day.
afternoon.
Yeah.
And Joss, enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
lesson.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.